talked about in a previous video how everything applies to everything else. And in today's video, I want to talk about what I've learned from how Hollywood executives send cold emails, and also what I learned from how cold calling companies worked in the late 90s. I had a guest recently on the podcast that's worked with gigantic Hollywood executives, people that are in charge of $100 million budgets, people that make real movies. And he told me after the podcast how some of these executives do their emails. Of course, I asked about their emails, right? And I'm not going to share these executives' names, but I will share what I learned here, which is the emails that somebody like a high-up person at Disney or a high-up person at HBO send look almost unrecognizable from what proper email etiquette would look like. These emails look like no subject line, or the subject line is, "Hey Mark, got a new movie," and then the body would be, "Let me know." And that's the entire email. Or the subject line will be the name of a person. It'll say Brad Pitt. Then the body of the email would be all lowercase, no question marks. "Got a new role, let me know." Something as simple as that. And what that taught me is, sure, these Hollywood executives have clout in the industry. So people are gonna read their emails regardless of what's written in them. But what we can learn from that is shorter emails work extremely well. When we were pitching documentaries with Lorelia a couple months ago, it was as simple as a first line about their book. So, "Hey, read your book, really loved this chapter. I'd love to do a documentary on you. Does that sound interesting?" 3 sentences that could have been compressed into 1 sentence. And those short emails get people to pay attention. The other insight I had around this was from my interview with Fernando Labastida, who specializes now in helping people in Latin America sell into the US. But in the 90s, during that tech boom, that startup boom, he was a cold caller selling software to highly funded startups. And his were cold calls, not cold emails. But the script that he used to use was, "Hey, it's Fernando with company name. We're helping IBM sell into a couple hundred companies a week, and we'd love to sell your software alongside them." And that could be a cold email. That's a 1-sentence email. And so we've implemented a lot of these shorter emails for our clients, and we have seen results go up. And for scripts, it is very similar to that cold call script. Ours are still a little bit longer. We'll do the first line, then we'll say a quick case study. So, "Hey, really love your blog." So it's still something like, "Hey, big fan of your company, been following you for a while. We just did an app for Starbucks that helped them optimize their, whatever internal processes, and we'd love to do similar for you. Are you around for a call this week?" Even that is very compressed and very small. And we're trying to iterate as a team to get them even shorter. And it's possible. So I share that with you. A couple things to keep in mind if you're going for short emails. 1, talk about how you found them. If you've been following them for a while, if you found an article on Forbes or whatever. Anything besides, "I was Googling around for the best e-commerce companies and your name popped up." Anything that's not that. Find an article that you can mention, or just say you've been a big fan of them for a while, or following their company's growth for a while, something like that. If you need help with the first lines, we'll link down below to the first line video. We have 15 examples you can use right there. The next thing is, make sure the case study you point out is super relevant. If you're gonna use 5-6 words to sell your past, you need to make sure that whatever case study you have is very similar to what they're doing. So if you're selling retail, pick a retail case study. If you're selling to a coffee shop, if you can pick out another coffee shop, that's ideal. For us at Experiment 27, our new business emails, when we're selling to software companies, we only talk about other software companies we've worked with. And actually, we test each case study. After 10, 15 emails, if we get feedback that the case studies aren't working, we'll change them out and keep going from there. At X27, we've met with most of the Fortune 500 now, so we have a lot of brands that we can call out in our emails. And sometimes 3 brands work better than 5 brands, or different companies work better than others. So that's all worth testing. And then the call to action, you can test a few things there. The quickest call to action I can think of is 2 words. "Let's talk," with a question mark. Leave a comment down below if you can come up with a shorter one. What is the most effective call to action that you've seen at the end of an email? If you want us to do sales for your company, both lead generation and outsource sales, we do that for all business-to-business companies. Check out experiment27.com. We specialize in finding cornerstone clients and billion-dollar brands for your company. If you want free stuff, you want to see the discovery questions we use on our sales calls, check out experiment27.com/discovery. Share this video with somebody you think would find value in it. Subscribe, like the channel, and I'll talk to you later this week. We do videos 3 times a week, all about sales, all about marketing, and I'd love to have you here on this journey with us. All right, I'll talk to you later. I'm Alex Berman.